What else? If I turn it off, obviously the tone disappears. Hear this tone? Look at this tone. This is the full range amp modified after a Roland AC90, right? But when we add the Muzz Fuzz, or Muff Fuzz, whatever. Oh, I love it. Right. Everybody, welcome back to the Headbangers Hideout. Today we have a special treat. This tone I got years ago, and it's a little hidden gem. I don't know if you want to call it 80s, but you can use it for 80s. I call it Rocky Burnette, and pretty much it's from the song Tired of Towing the Line. That was a huge hit for Rocky Burnette. But in there's a solo where he uses heavy fuzz. So this is the tone that I grabbed from that song. But if you play it by itself, you can use it for a lot of lead playing, and it's actually really good fuzz lead playing and a fuzz rhythm tone. So here we go. I'm just going to play you a little bit of snippets, and we're going to give you the breakdown of the parameters. Let's go ahead and get into it real fast. The amp I'm using for this, we'll get into this real fast. My name is Tony. If you haven't already, click subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we do upload videos every single day. Alright, on this tone, I did this years ago. I want to say at least almost 10 years ago, and for whatever reason I just never unveiled it. You can use it for 80s metal, but it's a great fuzz tone. I don't use fuzz a lot. Maybe if I want to copy Rolling Stones or some Beatles classics or some 60s or 70s, but tone. So I want to share it with you because it's free, and all my tones are free. Alright, I'm using the Boss eBand JS-10, which has the Boss GT100 effects processor built into it. Alright, this is going to be very simple, fun tone, so let's go ahead and get into it. Boss has an amp they call Full Range, and it models a, if I'm looking at my amps, Full Range, here we go, is a modified Roland AC90 amp. So the Full Range amp on your Boss or GT100, GT1000, they're modeling an amp called the modified Roland AC90. So if you have a list of all your amps and you have a Roland AC90, that's the amp I'm going to use for this tone. This is great for 60s, 70s, and 80s glam. Right, my gain is at 50 and my effect level is at 68. Let's go ahead and get inside this tone. Alright, my bass is at 50, my middle is at 60, my treble is at 50, and my presence is at 10. I'm loving this tone more and more because of the sustain. And if I play along with drums or backing track, this is actually a pretty good lead tone to have because I don't use fuzz probably ever, but this tone I've been using a lot, and so now it's a keeper in my arsenal. So if you want to call it, change the name and just call it like fuzz, you can call it whatever you want to, like a fuzz tone, whatever. But this was modeled after, I was into Rocky Burnett years ago, and there's a hook in the song "Toe in the Line," and it goes. Why I decided to create a tone from that, I don't know, but I heard fuzz, and this is the tone I came up with. Oh, it sounds good. Alright, what's next? You don't have this on your screen, don't worry, it will not affect your tone. I have T-comp on, and it's at 0. I have no compressor, so what you're going to see on the screen are going to be my settings for the compressor. But look on the bottom right, it's off, so we're not going to be using any compressor. Alright, disregard the compressor. As you can see, the meat and potatoes of this tone is the Muzz Fuzz. And I don't know if I have what it emulates, the Muzz Fuzz. No, I don't. But basically, this is a fuzz bass, maybe? I don't know. But it's a fuzz pedal. So this is the Muff Fuzz. Whatever. What else? If I turn it off, obviously the tone disappears. Hear this tone? Look at this tone. This is the Full Range amp modified after a Roland AC90, right? But when we add the Muzz Fuzz, or Muff Fuzz, whatever. Oh, I love it. All right, let's get into the settings. So my Muff Fuzz is going to have my drive at 90, my bottom at 0, my tone at 0, and my effect level at 50. my noise gate. You can put your noise gate at 50 if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and put my noise gate at 50. Now this tone does require EQ. If I turn the EQ off, listen. If I turn the EQ off. I added EQ for the punch. Put it back on. Alright, my low gain is at 0, my high gain is at 0, and my effect level for this is at +2. My low mid frequency is at 500, my low mid Q is at 1, and my low mid gain is at 0. Let's see what else. My high mid frequency is at 4.00, my high mid Q is at 1, and my low mid gain is at 0. My low cut is at flat, and my high cut is at 8.00. Oh, and that was it, right? Let's see. Yeah, we got that. Everything's all fine. I think I gave you that one, right? 500 megahertz or hertz. Low mid Q at 1, 0. Yeah, I gave you all my settings, okay? Lastly, my modulation. See the bottom right? I'm not using any modulations, no chorus, flanger, phaser, none of that. See the bottom right? It says off, so disregard what you're going to see. Disregard the phaser. There's no phaser. So. There is some delay. It's like a slapback. It's subtle, but it's in there and it adds body to it. My milliseconds is at 46, not 460, but 46 milliseconds. My feedback is at 0, and my high cut is at 8.00, and my effect level is at 70. I'm going to turn the delay off. And see, when I was creating tones, I was just playing with every aspect of a parameter. See what works. I tinker with it and tinker with it and tinker with it. I may have a tone that's like 10 years old, but it's not ready for you guys because I want to go back and revisit it and so forth. This one's been done for a long time. I just never wanted to share it with you until recently. Alright, I just turned the delay off, and here's what it sounds like without the delay. You'll see that the delay thickens it and it adds sustain to it. Almost use it for like a Carlos Santana tone. Maybe I'll do a Carlos Santana tone down the road, but this is a fuzz tone and it sounds pretty good. Let's put that delay back on. We got one more parameter, that's going to be the reverb, and we're done with this fuzz tone. Again, this is more a fuzz tone than a Rocky Burnette tone. I just happen to call it Rocky Burnette because I was saving it as I was going. So if you want to call this a lead fuzz, metal fuzz, heavy metal fuzz, that's up to you. These are your tones, call it whatever you like to. I happen to have Rocky Burnette, so it's no big deal, but you can call it whatever you want to. There is my reverb. I have room for the type. Reverb time is at 2.5, high cut 2.5, and my effect level is at 70. If I turn the reverb off, what it sounds like. As you can see, it's too dry. Let's make it a little bit wet and add it more ambiance. Turn the reverb back on. See the bottom right? Neck pickup. Alright, that pretty much is the tone, my Rocky Burnette tone. It's a fuzz tone. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. But as you play it and dial it in, lock it in, go ahead and call it whatever you like to. It's actually a lot of fun just to noodle around. Let's go something like this. Alright, if you have any questions, comments, and feedback, leave them below, and I'll see you all after the next video. Bye! Bye everybody! See ya!